Giving our praise unto Abashi Masha, Bashimoko Kodash, the bonus unto the apostles of great millstone, and honest you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And above everybody are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bakroka Kodash, Bashimoko Kodash. Okay, so this is gonna be a video based upon surveillance. It's gonna be a video based upon where we find ourselves in this kingdom here, where Esau, the Red Hebrew Edomite, wants to monitor and watch everything. Okay, they want to monitor and watch everything. And you know, the precept that comes to mind is the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse. I mean, you already know that. And we're watching this system being built round us. Okay, we're watching this system being built in real time. Either the 5G, the 6G, whatever G that they want to use. All right, what else comes to mind? These apps that we've got and how they're gonna have pretty much one app to do everything. The CO2 thing, that's an important part to it, and I believe, it's my belief that this ties in with the CO2 thing, because when you start measuring waste, you can really pretty much accurately tell who's what person's eating what and what they've put through their system. So if you've got a person, and they've showed you this out there within China, where if you're a person that's got what they call low social credit, let's say for instance you was drink driving and you got caught, so you got low social credit. So this will be a system that they will use to say, okay, you're still drinking, we're going to reduce your social credit points, man, right? Or let's say, you know, you've gone above your quota, or you get meat from the black market, or maybe you live around the place where you got deer, because you know the whole thing with the meat thing now, they're trying to have you eat their meat, which is synthetic meat. They're trying to have you eat the synthetic meat, which when you see the synthetic meat and you understand what the synthetic meat and how the synthetic meat is made, the way the Most High did it is way better, right? It's more efficient. They still haven't been able to scale it up, the synthetic meat. They haven't been able to scale it out to where it's functional. So we're getting into a situation right now where you're gonna have the synthetic meat. You're gonna have these little vegan diets, which people thought the vegan thing was a political movement that was gonna be beneficial to the earth, which is really detrimental to the earth and detrimental to you, because you're supposed to eat meat. That's why the Most High gave you the canines, right? It's detrimental to you. And this whole CO2 thing is being put together to control people, and this is another means of making sure people stay in line. Because again, like I'm using that particular example of, all right, you got the plant-based food within the stores, the plant-based meatballs, and the plant-based lasagna, and the plant-based burgers and all of that, which that's a load of garbage. But there's nothing wrong with plants as such. And you've got the synthetic meat burgers and whatever, right? And let's say you're frustrated or whatever, you found a means of getting some of that deer, because there's certain places, I believe deer is lawful for the top of my head. But let's say you found a lawful meat that you wanted to consume. If you live out there within the sticks, or you live somewhere where, like where I live, it's like a city. But right now, as I've drove, since I started this video, I've driven from the place I stay at, and now it's nothing but fields. Okay, so it's kind of like half and half. But they want to have it to where you caught a pheasant, even that's illegal. If you was to have roadkill in this country, if you had roadkill, you couldn't take the roadkill home. That's illegal. That's how terrible and wicked this society is. You killed a pheasant or whatever, you killed some type of lawful meat, you can't go home and consume that. That's illegal within this country, right? But they're trying to have it to where that's monitored, right? You put something in your meat, in your mouth that they don't want you to have, they're gonna be able to monitor that via these things. So let's read this article. It says there, Chinese public toilets now can scan urine for health problems, and whenever they give you the so-called solution, you gotta use your mind to extrapolate. Okay, you gotta use your mind to extrapolate. What they're saying here is they can scan everything, man. They can scan and understand everything. So if you got urine and they can scan so-called health problems, well, they're gonna be able to scan everything else about you. Whether you had sex the day before, that's one thing they're gonna be monitoring. All right, they're gonna be monitoring that, because when you see Demolition Man, what did they show you within Demolition Man? They showed you within Demolition Man. That's basically something that they're gonna outlaw. right? They're gonna be able to monitor your hormones. So if you're a person of interest, but what I mean by person of interest is a particular individual that's a predisposition to being an individual, right? You don't want to play a part within the system of the New World Order, all right? They're going to be able to tell that via your hormones. Okay, this person's got too much testosterone, right? We need to make a move on this particular person, lest they be a problem to our agenda. This is what's coming to the world, man. Or this person is exhibiting behaviors that are non-conducive to the New World Order. They're going to be able to measure that, because you could do that with urine. You could do that with urine. Okay, you can tell a lot about a person's well-being and mental state and via the water that they pass. Okay, they've been able to do that for a long time, man. Okay, so this is what we're getting into, man. Surveillance, heavy surveillance, right? Heavy monitoring. Okay, heavy monitoring. Everything's gonna be monitored. Everything's gonna be categorized. That's why the scripture talks about how this is the accuser of our brethren, right? This is the accuser of our brethren, pre-crime. They're gonna be able to do pre-crime via this, because again, like I said, via the water someone passes, you'll be able to work out what kind of mindset that they're in. Or this person, they're in a state where they might commit a crime or whatever. Or they might even have it to where they have universal alcohol limits, and you're over the limit. Now they're gonna put you in the prison somewhere and say, look, we deem you to be at risk to society. What do you think this whole social credit system is all about? The whole social credit system is a means of controlling the people that they're gonna have left out here. They want to have it to where everybody that's left out here is going to be micromanaged, man. You're going to be micromanaged. What you eat, that's going to be micromanaged. What you shit, that's going to be micromanaged. Okay? What you piss, that's going to be micromanaged. Okay? And there's going to be quotas. There's going to be quotas of what you can eat. There's going to be quotas for how much you can drink. Oh, you've had too much water today? Right? We're going to remove some of your social credit points. This is the world that we're getting into, man. We're getting into the world where you're going to take a piss and they're going to say, look, there's too much water already. You just passed too much water, man. Right? You must have been drinking too much. You've drank above your quota. So you're not going to have no water next week. This is what we're getting into. You got too much testosterone within your system. You need to be locked up until your testosterone is reduced to an acceptable level for the New World Order. This is what we're getting into, man. Right? Complete surveillance, complete control from the mouth, like they say, from the fork to the mouth, or from the grass to the mouth, right? They want complete control, man. From the time you wake up to when you take a shit, when you take a piss, right? The food that you eat, which really that's what makes you a god. Okay, that's what makes you a god. But Esau wants to use the science, and I know it says Chinese over here, but we understand that Moab and Esau was associated. They're synonymous with each other within the scripture. So there's particular things that Esau, they unleash a program out there within China somewhere, and then they get spread throughout the four corners of the earth. That's what they do. That's the program that they run. So they'll try out particular things in China out there, which you better believe a lot of these ruling families and ruling individuals throughout the four corners of the earth, if you was to trace their lineage, I believe a lot of them will be Edomites. Because look what happened with the situation with Haman, right? The Edomites thought that they might transfer their kingdom onto themselves, right? So they was all up into I gotta remember what kingdom it was. The Medo-Persian Empire. I believe it was the Medo-Persian Empire. They was all up into that. They've always had agents amongst empires, and they'll have those agents infiltrate that particular empire in order to transfer it onto the Edomites. So over time, you're thinking, oh, okay, this is an Edomite. Look what happened with us, with the Maccabean kingdom, and you had the Herodian dynasty that are married into that. So over time, these Edomites that you have out here, they really look out like other nations, but they've locked down their history. They understand who they are. They understand, because Esau keeps the record. You better believe that. Esau keeps the records. So Esau's kept the records of his people out there, places that I believe a brother did a video a long time ago about the king and queen, or I'll say let me just say the royal family out there within Hawaii, and he traced their lineage back onto Edomites. So you better believe a lot of these people that you see out here within leaderships that look like the native people, a lot of them could be Edomites. I'm not saying that they are, I'm just saying a lot of them could be Edomites. It's my personal belief that this guy, Sunak, he walks and talks like an Edomite. He's like a curry flavored Edomite, man. In my humble opinion. I'm not saying he is, I'm just saying that's just via my observation and via, the fact that they got a Indian looking individual in a position of power out here within the UK. And we know they're puppets, but there's certain optics, right, that's got to be maintained, right? There's certain optics that's got to be maintained. It's my personal belief that's probably an Edomite, man. All right, and I say all of that to say this. You'll see something happen within Australia, in China, and you think it's not linked up to what's happening out here or the rest of the world. But the reality of the situation is that everything out here is all linked up, and they're creating a system of totalitarian, I can never say that word, a total control place, right? A place where it's an Orwellian state of living. This is what's coming to the earth. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say, praise unto Yahweh Shemashai, Bashim Kwa HaKodash, to be honest, unto the apostles, a great millstone, honest brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.